everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear us all right. Welcome to the AVR live stream here on the GenreVerse YouTube channel. Please hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. We're really happy to be here. I'm Kyle. Whoops, that's the wrong screen, guys. We are live. Sorry about that. And I do not have my handy dandy stream deck set up for this specifically. But anyways, I'm Kyle. This is Christine, and we are joined as usual by Brian. Really happy to be here, chit chat some anime stuff with you guys, talk about our winter 23 get up and more. So be sure to join us in the chat. I've got the chat room right in front of me here on a third screen. But how's everyone doing? Brian, you're looking festive. What's up?
Yes, I am. Hey, how's it going? Just chilling right now, man. A couple days off. You said let's do a live show. Here we are. Christine, how you doing, babe?
Apparently, I didn't get the memo to where.
What were you? What? That's what I was gonna say. Like if I, because she's got a hat, and I could have been like, hey, do you want a hat? And she would have been like, no. See, and I've got a Star Wars ugly Christmas sweater. Could have worn that. No, I wore that for the Star Wars show, the Cantina.
Yeah, I would have wore that, but yeah,
it's over there.
I know, but then I'd have to get up. It's too late now.
It's too late,
Yes.
man. We only got a couple days left before Christmas. I'm pretty excited about Christmas. Anyone out there that does Christmas, let us know. Like, what are your favorite Christmas movies? What are you looking forward to watching? I know one thing that we watch, of course, every year, Muppets Christmas Carol. It's like the movie to watch on Christmas Eve. What about you, Brian?
It's a great one. A Christmas Story. Some of the. I love Elf.
I hate that movie. Sorry,
it's funny.
No, I'm in A Christmas Story.
Christmas. Yeah,
but he doesn't like it. He doesn't like
like
Elf either.
Nope.
you don't like Elf.
Yes.
I don't like Farrell.
Oh, he
yeah, I
doesn't
love
like
Farrell.
you.
On SNL. I liked him on SNL.
Yeah.
What else,
great.
Brian? We watched Christmas Vacation last night. I know
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That is a great one. The Santa Claus is really good. I haven't had a chance to watch the new show,
Neither
but
have I.
I never liked the sequels. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm with you on that.
What about you?
Anything other Christmas? I think y'all pretty much named everything,
That we like.
Yeah.
Scrooged.
Home Alone.
Forget. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, we've already watched Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We got just one more episode of Spy Family, one more episode of Chainsaw Man. We got one more for Beast Tamer as well. Yeah, we got one more for everything except for Eminence and Shadow, which is running 20 episodes, and we are loving that, you guys. We got a reaction series. If you join us, if you're listening to this later on, and you haven't seen Eminence and Shadow, we got a whole reaction series for Eminence. Love it. It's a great one. But winter 2023 is looking kind of. I mean, if you've got some sequel seasons coming up to some shows that we haven't watched yet, but there's also a lot of things that just didn't catch our eye, but there were a few. By the way, guys, we have a new AVR Twitter. We're at, and I know Twitter's not the most popular thing right now, but it is still the most popular thing right now in social media for like short communication stuff like this.
Yeah.
But we're at AVR on GV, at AVR on GV. So Anime-Versal Reviews on GenreVerse, basically. So yay, give us a follow there. But looking at the winter 2023, because we do reviews and reactions here for you guys, we didn't quite know what to do. Christine was kind of up this month, and
yeah, I was the one trying to pick it, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know, because I mean, we had a great fall slate, and summer as well, and spring, and then coming around again, spring and summer coming up are going to be great. So this one is just kind of like, it's okay.
There were a few things out there taking out sequel seasons to things that we haven't seen yet, of course. The Trigun, like, I don't want to call it a reboot, reimagining, I don't know, retelling. Trigun Stampede, honestly, I'm going to check it out, but that animation style just doesn't say Trigun to me. Brian, I know you're a big Trigun fan. What'd you think about that?
I don't. It's similar to what they did with Berserk. You know, I'm a huge fan, and they, you know, they're like, oh, we're going to do a show. So they did those films, which were great, but yet again, you were just recapping that first arc, and then our first couple arcs, and then they're like, oh, well, let's do a show, but use the cheapest, most garbage animation possible. Trigun seems to be doing a similar thing. It's an amazing story, so if they're able to capture the story properly and the performances are great, you know, maybe it'll shine through, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the animation could grow on you. I don't know. After seeing it, you know, you just get used to it. It
could. Like I said, I want to check it out. I definitely do. It wouldn't be the first time that a anime's second outing is better. You know, you think of things like Hellsing Ultimate versus the original, although I really do like the original for what it is as well. And Full Metal Alchemist. People can pretend that they don't like the 03 series as much as they do, but I think you're all liars. They're both good. Yes, Brotherhood's better overall, but you can't tell me that you didn't enjoy some aspects of the original.
Yeah. and they both, and the beauty of that is they both stand on their own as far as the story progression and where it goes. So that you know, that's an example of almost a happy accident where, you know, you ended up with two different products of the same thing, but they were both great in their own way. So
yeah, and it sometimes, you know, depending on the episode, it kind of feels like you need both. If you're not wanting to do any reading, you're just wanting to, you know, watch anime.
Yeah, so. True. We got in the chat Sunfall the Best. I'm sorry if I messed up the name, saying that they like the hats. Thank you. We like the hats too. I look forward to every Christmas just for wearing this hat because it's such a rare hat. No one has usually seen it.
It's rare for it to come out. Yeah. Like I remember you lost your hat and you were waiting for a few years for it to show up again, and you got lucky, and I bought Target
3 of them.
Yeah,
yes,
I think Target had them, and you're just like, I gotta get them now.
I bought 3 of them.
How we're not giving locations, but your weather, my weather is getting pretty crazy right now.
It's not that hard to figure out the area where I'm
roughly
from. So, but he was at Busch Gardens yesterday. It didn't seem to be that far away. We're fine. We just had a lot of rain, but we're supposed to get some high winds. So guys, if we lose connection, there you go. That's why.
That is very possible for me right now.
So yeah, looking at other things in winter, a lot of rom-coms. Christine and I, we like rom-coms. So there are a few that we want to watch. New simulcasts. That's what we were looking for. There were some isekais. There's of course, like I said, a lot of sequel seasons. Kaina of the Great Snow Sea kind of caught my eye a bit. The Fire Hunter one, that looked like it may have had some potential. And yes, Spy Classroom came up.
Yeah.
Buddy Daddies came up as well. But we kind of decided to go on a different angle. So for one of the series that we will be covering, the one Brian will be covering with us for winter 2023, Nier Automata version 1.1a. So we are going to be reacting and reviewing to that. Why? One, Christine agreed to it, and that's you know, it was her pick. She was thinking about some of the other ones until we found out Brian has played played the game, which gives us a unique opportunity to have an anime where one of us has already been at the source material, and then you got 2 newbies on it. So that's that's pretty cool in my opinion. Brian, how you feeling about a anime for that game?
I'm excited about it. It's one of those. It's a good example of a game similar to a lot of the Final Fantasy games, where it's there's so much depth in the story that you can absolutely see it being told in this form. And it's funny because a lot of times the idea is, oh, well, let's make a movie. It's like, no, there's too much story. You can't do a movie. Don't try. A series would be better. And so I think this is a case where that's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm always down for games to get their due, in another format. Christine, you're coming into it pretty much knowing nothing except it deals with some androids.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah,
I'll go with that.
we're gonna be reacting to and watching that. There's no official date on it. I know a lot of things are starting like between the 3rd and the I see one Malevolent Spirits Monogatari instead of Monogatari. Baki Monogatari. Is that connected? I don't know. Anyways, that one's starting on the 9th. But yeah, once we find a date that's happening, you guys will get at least reactions from Christine and I. Hopefully reactions with Brian as well. But Brian has a normie job, so he's got to do that.
Yes.
I get to, for better or worse, having been broken apart by the army, I get to work here. So looking forward to the Nier anime too, but most game related animes tend to be hit or miss. Yeah, I don't doubt that they could be hit or miss. Is everything going well? The stream's current bit rate is higher than recommended. You want me to lower my bit rate? What's that, Brian?
Said I hope it's working.
Yeah, no, I can see the connection. It had a thing up for me, and I don't think I can change my bit rate. Yeah, I can. What does it want? Recommended lower. Man, my computer's more powerful than this crap. Don't give me this. Fine, I'll take it easy on my computer. Yeah, anytime you adapt video games, I mean, we've all seen how rough video game movies can be, and recently how awful video game series can be. Looking at you, Resident Evil and Halo. Hopefully it's good though. Yeah. On the other side, what Christine and I will be reacting to on our own, won't get a review, it'll just be an AVR thing. What is it? Inuyaki? Is that the name? It is an ecchi anime dealing with a dude reincarnated in a dog body. I believe it's Inuyaki-san's dog. I might be messing up the name, but that's the one we're going to be reacting to, Christine and I. There's other rom-coms that we are definitely into. Where is it? I thought, you know what? It's probably not on Crunchyroll. It's a high dive. That's what it is.
Okay, yeah.
My bad. That one's a high.
Oops.
That one's a high dive, guys. So we will be doing Inuyaki, the dog one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to something ecchi. Christine and I like the dirty stuff. Believe it or not.
Yes.
Hey, I mean, hey.
So
The trailer was amusing, I will say. I
Yeah,
might
that was
at
hilarious.
least watch an episode. We'll see. You can watch the series and be like, this is the one you should probably watch. Watch this episode.
What are you guys looking forward to in winter 2023? The Tomo-chan is a girl. We saw that. We thought about that. Spy Classroom, like I said, we had considered the cool guy and the Ice Princess or whatever. What is that one called? That also caught our eye for the Ice guy and his cool female colleague.
Mhm.
That one. A
That's
lot
the
of
name
these
of
we're
it?
going to watch off the side, of course, and we'll talk to you guys. There it is. It's My Life as Inuyai-san's dog. I think I said that somewhat right.
You're okay.
Vinland Saga 2, Sunfold son Faldebest is looking forward to. Have you seen Vinland Saga, Brian? I know you like
I haven't.
Viking stuff. I figured maybe you might have gotten a chance at
I'm
that.
very familiar with it, and I've been recommended it, but I've not taken the time to check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. There's the winter 2023 announcements. We're doing Nier and Dog. I'm just gonna call it Dog.
Yes.
Dog isekai of sorts. Well, no, he's not really in another world, just a reincarnation. But 2023 is going to be a big year, anyways. We've got a lot of things that we're looking forward to. Number one, of course, for me personally, being Dr. Stone. That's the reason this whole show started, believe it or not, to kind of get into, I guess, some meteor. No, we're not talking space rocks. I meant more meaty conversation.
Yeah.
More meaty conversations. This whole show, believe it or not, started on the LRM Online YouTube channel, and we got some back catalog stuff I actually want to bring over here. Brian, myself, Christine, all been anime fans for a long time. Hell, I was an anime fan before I realized what anime was, watching Robotech and Voltron back in the late 80s through the early 90s. But the last before like 2018, the last 15 years before that, it was just like Adult Swim and most things on Toonami sucked. So I did.
Yeah, and we just busy watching other things, and then it's
You're not even hitting that at all.
Oh shit. I was leaning back so far.
There you go.
It was fine.
You sound
earlier.
clear though.
It's good.
Sounds clear to me.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just didn't, and then it's like, why not? So yeah, we got back into it and
started watching. Well, also we didn't know about the streaming stuff, how well it worked, and Funimation ended up being working real well. But Dr. Stone, I ended up seeing an advertisement for it in one of my many nights in a hospital, whether it was for me or our son, I don't recall, but I saw the commercial for it. It was for me. I saw the commercial for it, and it just kind of sat in the back of my mind for a bit. And then I went through this really bad time after the car accident that gave me this speech thing that you guys hear every now and then. And it messed up my sleep. And one night, between learning how to speed run Resident Evil 2, which I got really good at that.
I remember that.
Having really fun. I was having a lot of fun with that. I got under an hour and 20, which I know is nowhere near the fastest ever, but for someone with brain damage,
I don't want to distract you, but sure. I forgot. Yeah, why did you for a moment there was really into the idea of speed running, and you were experimenting with stuff. Have you done any of that recently?
No, It was literally just the repetition of that one thing. Okay. I found other things to occupy my time and try to build, because that's what I was thinking of using it as, like OT for brain injuries, But back to Dr. Stone, I decided to watch it one night because I had gotten all caught up on Dragon Ball Super, and I was just like, I don't have anything. Let's try something new, and I saw the logo for it and on Funimation, and I started watching it and just like was hooked, man.
Yeah, and you've watched it all the way through. Like what?
I don't know.
I don't know. Have you hit double digits yet?
No.
Okay.
No. And I'll pick like random episodes to like leave on in the background and stuff like that too. Lucas, our son, likes it, but I like ran through everything that had already been out and asked and now we got some spammer in the comments.
Uh-oh.
Yay.
Uh-oh. Well, that's fun. That means people are paying attention.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
when you get trolls, that means hey, you're doing
well,
something.
It's one of those like bot spammers,
Bots,
I think. Yeah. So anyways, see Dr. Stone, fall in love with it, finally convince her to watch it. She watches it, she likes it. Convince Brian, like, dude, you've gotta. You haven't checked out anything new in a while. Watch Dr. Stone. Brian watches it, and the whole first season finally ends, and it's like, well, we got this podcast channel that we do. If you guys didn't know, we do a whole bunch of other stuff on here, Star Wars and Marvel and general geek and pop culture. But we were like, yeah, let's review the Stone Wars, and then we started doing other things from the back catalog and movies, and ended up our first seasonal you picked, Miracle-chan.
Yep. It was awesome.
And so, here we are now, looking forward to Dr. Stone, new world in 2023. What are you looking forward to most, Christine, in next year?
Mushoku Tensei.
Why? Why?
Because it's
Tensei?
freaking awesome. Everything, even from like the start of it, where they put in so much detail with every intro starting in. You hear the music, and there's it's not just like a video playing. It's you get some story into it, and just at first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. This is really creepy, but it's that let's wait and see, and it paid off to wait. So
I agree. I was a big fan of Tensei as well. Brian, we got you to watch that one. You and I reviewed that one. You guys can find our Mushoku Tensei review here on the GenreVerse. Brian, you excited about that one?
Absolutely. I mean, we've been talking about this, how 2023 is going to be the year for anime for us. I mean, there's just so much great content coming up, and that might be at the top of the list. I don't know. Dr. Stone, man.
It's a very close second.
Yeah, because I rate things also on is it tattoo worthy? That's a thing for me, and I'm a big Berserk fan. I have a Berserk tattoo.
Yeah.
There's a certain thing. Dr. Stone is something that I in my mind is like, I could see getting a Dr. Stone tattoo. Like I think it is on that level. Chainsaw Man is definitely on that level and might happen in the next 6 months. There's a strong possibility of a tattoo. I've already been thinking about it, but there's a lot of great stuff. Dr. Stone it's tough to pick what's my most anticipated thing, but that's definitely up there.
And Sunfold Best says that Tensei is in the top of their list.
It's
as well. We got some movies next year too.
That's what I just did. I was pulling them up. So.
What do you got? What do you see on the movies list, babe?
Let's see here. The Classroom of the Elite. Let's see here.
Oh no, that's I've got that up right there on the screen. That's the shows, but movies.
Yeah, I was like going through it, like trying to find the.
Is there any new Dragon Ball next year that you've heard of?
That I don't know. I've not heard of any new Dragon Ball. We're getting, speaking of FLCL, the FLCL Grunge, which the animation on that looked atrocious. I did not dig Progressive or the other one. They didn't hit the same. Now the music's great. Don't get me wrong on that, but the anime itself did not hit for me. Now I know we're getting a Kaguya-sama movie. Christine and I are big fans of Kaguya-sama. We're getting the Gridman universe, and she is iffy on that stuff, but Brian and I are all about that. What are you thinking about that movie, man? How do you want that to go? Like, for me, it feels like almost it cannot be enough,
Yeah, and we've sort of talked about that. The idea of it's a movie, it's just a movie. But you give me a good hour and a half, 2 hours, that could work. I'm so excited because I have a feeling it's not going to be what we expect it to be. That's just the vibe I'm getting, and I like that. There's almost there's the respect for the past and the origins of this stuff, but there's also this idea of looking at it and analyzing it and breaking it down in a way that we haven't even thought of, and I think this film's going to go even further with that. So
very well could.
Maybe some artsy stuff.
You gonna go to the theater with us? The boy's gonna go.
Yes.
Okay, good. You liked a bit of Dynazenon. You just really hated Akane from.
Yes, I did. Man. I was like, I just can't. I hate you. So yeah, Suzume's
Fair.
coming out.
Suzume, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sunfall the Best mentions Oshi no Ko is from the same author as Kaguya-sama.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. There's a whole lot of other stuff. Freaking Tony Kawa, a real adorable little rom com. Christine and I, we got into this kick where we wanted to see like couples anime.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the endless run to the let's hold hands at the fireworks festival. We wanted to see relationships, and that was one of the first ones that we found. Horimiya was freaking amazing.
What was the film we watched? It was on Netflix.
Words bubble up like soda pop. That
amazing.
You picked.
amazing.
Yes, amazing love story. Romantic
Yeah.
film.
Very
Yeah.
cute.
Very, very, and that was one where the animation, when you first see it, you're kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah.
and then you settle right into it.
Really quickly too. So that was nice, instead of it just being irritating for half the movie and then you're like, I'll give it up. But no, it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Not a movie, but we know we're supposed to be getting more Spy Family next year, and a movie. Both I meant a movie and another season. And Devil's a Part-Timer season 2 sequel is what it's labeled here on the internet, which is weird. Season 1 was really good, but season 2 kind of faltered a bit for me. Not awful, just a little bit.
Yeah, because the first season, the anime style
that was
better.
Way better.
The animation, I liked it.
Way better. Had texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
season 2 was still nice.
Yeah, it was still fun. There's apparently some more Classroom of the Elite, which is why AVR Squared exists, because some people in our Classroom of the Elite reviews were like, you guys should react to this, and we were like, okay, we'll give that a try.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It has been. I think we've got 75, 76 reaction videos up.
Wow.
I know, right? Crazy. Akiba Maid War. That anime was crazy from Blue in the comments. I've seen that. It's a high dive anime, Brian. You might end up having to get high dive. There's some nifty things on there.
Who runs that? Like, I don't know the origins of that service.
I do not know.
I'm just curious, just because it popped up out of nowhere, and I know people who've talked about it. They're like, oh, there's a lot of great content on there, and I'm just like, dang it, I already pay for these.
Yeah.
But as time has gone, more and more, I keep hearing more and more, exclusive content on there. So I'm like, well, maybe I will have to get it.
It looks like Sentai Filmworks, owned by AMC Networks. Holy crap. AMC runs the parent company for High Dive. I mean, it's there. We've been watching Eminence on there. I do plan on checking out Spy Classroom on there. Blue's excited for more Classroom of the Elite. We are too. You want to talk about like a awesome surprise? Christine and I started with that show thinking that this was going to be like a dramedy for high school.
Nope.
And then like in the second episode, I think it was, we were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is not going to go the way we thought so, but we are so into it.
Yes.
We got Brian in on that one as well.
Great one. Highly recommend that one.
Highly recommend that one. So yeah, 2023 is just going to be freaking amazing for anime, at least. Winter looks like it might be relative less hype, but then again, you're coming off of like freaking Eminence and Shadow and Chainsaw Man and Core 2 of Spy Family. So maybe we need a nice little
breather.
Nice little breather.
No.
Yeah, because sometimes
Life
it's like,
short.
Life is
need it all now.
You can't live life in high intensity, because then it just, you get used to it. So it's sometimes good to come down.
So I don't know how this Q&A thing works with YouTube now. I don't know if I just click like start Q&A. Yeah, there we go. Enter.
We're learning as we go.
Enter anime cues here. So you guys can ask us what you want about anime. You want to ask us about some past favorites, things that we're haven't talked about, anything like that, stuff from our past reactions and reviews. Go ahead and enter those in. I hope that I can see them well. I don't know, I have that up, but we'll keep talking about other things as we go along. I don't know where to go now. Well, I'll say this, Brian. Final Fantasy VII, because I'm going to keep it somewhat anime-ish. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, the what is it? Not Rebirth, Reunion. One, how awful was it for them to waste that? Because that should have been like the third title for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Should have been Reunion. Would have had Remake, Rebirth, Reunion, but whatever. Most powerful anime character of all genres. Wait, Nickel? That's dude. It's your brother-in-law, I think.
Oh, might be. What's up, man?
Nicholas Bergonzi, right?
Yeah,
that's him. Hello, Stacy's husband. Most powerful anime character of all genres. Like, we're not gonna break all of these down like by genre. I don't know, Brian. What do you think? The most powerful anime.
There's a lot of arguments there, but the lead, I don't even know. One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
Would probably, I think some people would agree with that. That's sort of the premise of the series,
I mean, yeah, but then you got to think about some brainy characters, and with that, I'd throw out someone like Ayano Koji.
Yeah,
I'd throw out Senku, but even without that, if you would just want to go on power, our boy Sid from Eminence and Shadow. There you go, Blue. You mentioned our favorite characters from Eminence, but Sid and Eminence could probably give some of them a run for their money, man.
Yeah.
Dude is OP as hell. It's crazy. I don't know. What do you think? Most powerful anime character?
You already said it all. So yeah, but I'm with you on Sid.
Sid.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite character in Eminence and Shadow, though. Christine, you and I are watching that. Who's your favorite?
I don't know. Who's your favorite?
Alexia.
Really?
after the thong panty thing and her like dedication to getting that, it was so well played, so hilarious, so well written and acted. I absolutely love that. So she's right now, she's favorite.
I haven't even thought about a favorite. I just kind of like been absorbing it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite, but
I know a lot of people are big fans of Delta, the dog girl. So, and she is bloodthirsty, so I'm happy with that. I'm excited to see some more.
Let's take a break.
Sure.
Let's talk about Shark Boy.
Oh, Shark Boy!
In my comment
Brian's
section.
Nemesis.
Yeah, well, let's go into that briefly.
Chainsaw Man. So, if you guys haven't seen our Chainsaw Man reaction and review, we mentioned some stuff about some of the new characters and that showed up in this one, and Brian was like, yeah, I'm not feeling Shark Boy, and we eow on our YouTube comments said Shark Boy is the best among the new cast. I will not stand for this slander. So what's up, Brian? Defend yourself.
I'm assuming that was a joke because listen, Shark, I think we had mentioned it in the review. There's potential that this could be one of those characters that over time you're like, all right, you know what? He's great. He's funny.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it works. But the initial setup, when you have a moment, a 3 to 4 minute sequence, and you introduce a handful of characters, and they're all so cool, and then you have a guy with a shark head.
He's doubling down,
and he's going through, and I don't even like his power. Him traveling through walls and stuff, and breaking through matter. That bugs me. But and that he's a shark. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Does it make sense? It's like
doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them. I guess that answers.
We'll see.
Yeah, swim through solid matter.
I guess that answers Blue's question of least favorite anime character of the year for Brian.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah.
I think if I had to pick least favorite anime character of the year, it's a show Christine and I dropped, Shikimori. Oh my God! You want to talk about one of the most boring rom-coms?
Yes, it was going nowhere. There was no structure.
That was awful. So, yes, the pink-haired girl, the lead, the namesake of the series, that was just awful.
Disappointing because the trailer looked great, and then we watched it, and it's like, we'll just keep going. We'll keep going. And then it's like, no, we need to stop. There's nothing here. It's the same shit over and over again. So
close second for me, the teacher that made Anya cry in Spy Family.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your least favorite character this year?
I'm with you on Shikamori, but yeah, that's a good pick though. The teacher, because you're on the list.
Brian, Sunfeldbest wants to know, what anime would you recommend to someone trying to get into anime?
Ooh, that's a great question.
That's a great question.
Jeez, I would have to ask them a handful of questions as far as things that they're into. Like, are you into science fiction, horror? I think that would be something that would help me guide them. But I'm just trying to think of a genre. I know you're not a fan, but I've always had the feel that Cowboy Bebop was a great anime that's not just for anime fans.
Yeah,
that's my.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, and so that's one that I would put on the list and say, check this out. Give it a watch. Of course, I'm a big Gundam fan, but that does play a little more niche depending on your likes or dislikes. And as far as newer stuff, I was just praising it earlier, Dr. Stone.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of cool ideas there, not just the science fiction stuff, but there's an educational aspect to it, which is weird, but it's there and it works.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of interesting characters, and there's a mix of comedy and serious stuff. So, but if I had to pick one, Cowboy Bebop might be the one I would go with.
And I could hear people that watch this replay and stuff. Who doesn't like Cowboy Bebop? No, it's not that I don't. I'm not a Western guy to begin with, and it is very much a sci-fi Western in many ways. I mean, that's what it is. But that, like Trigun mentioning earlier, I actually like Trigun more in some ways than Cowboy Bebop. But I don't dislike it. I don't hate it. I always have to defend myself, because it's like Indiana Jones. Every time someone brings up Indiana Jones, Kyle hates Indiana. No, I don't. I nothing it. If we're all hanging out, Brian and Christine want to watch Indy, I'll watch. I'll laugh. There's funny moments in it, but I'm never gonna go to the DVD case, pull it out, and put it in myself.
I'm in the mood to watch it. Yeah, that's never been you.
That's not me. So I blame my dad. He was the one who was in control of TVs and could have shown it to me, but didn't. Instead, I got Alien and Predator, and very, very hardcore went the sci-fi.
Man, he didn't even like James Bond.
I don't like James Bond.
I know, something's wrong with
All right, we got to change topics.
Yes.
I'm getting.
Bride's getting.
I want to argue.
About to quit the show. Christine, what about you? Do you have something in your pocket you would recommend to someone?
Yeah, depending on who they are, because I'm sure if they know me, they probably maybe watched a lot of cartoons growing up, and it's like, do you like dirty stuff? And if the answer is yes, and it's like, how about Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt? Because that one is like, yes, you need to watch that.
Yeah,
I love that that's your go-to, right? You're like, if I'm going to recommend something for you,
I'm going hard, okay? That's what I want.
I knew I married you for a reason.
Damn.
Yeah, as soon as you had that question, what would I recommend? That one immediately popped in my head. Like, no,
what about someone that's not a potty mouth?
Oh, God, why are we friends then? I don't know. Probably Dr. Stone. It's so good, but it's safe. It's not like anything super wild or anything. So, yeah, I'd have to go with that. And then it's like, then later, like, did you love it? Then here, let me throw some stuff at you.
Stacy's watching as well. Hello, Stacy. Sorry, I was still in the Q&A section. So, Sunvalda Best also says that they recommend shonens usually. I generally try to recommend movies as like an entry point. Recently, I've been yes, panning and stocking. I did hear about them getting a season 2 as well. Blue. I really hope it's good as well. It's one of those where and this will start a sub versus dub war. It's one of those because of the amount of cursing in it. I think it's 1,000 times better in English, even though they do curse, they do drop f bombs in the sub version. There's just something about English curse words coming from English speaking people. I mean, there's a culture thing. I don't know.
I think because it feels like, a dirty Powerpuff
Maybe,
Girls.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and because it is very Western slant and look. So I really love and it's such a great English voice cast. But I recommend the dub is mandatory. See, I agree. I think it's great. I like to recommend movies. One of the ones that I love to recommend ever since I saw it a few years ago, Summer Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute doll of a film. Hosoda's like last great film. He's had a couple of I did not see Mirai. So I don't know about that one, but I know Belle was, to me, a little bit of a disappointment. But Brian, I know you like Boy and the Beast from him.
I love Boy and the Beast.
And then
that's a good
that one's
starter anime, I think. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people want to go to Your Name, Kimi no Na wa, but I actually, if I was going to recommend something to someone, I'd recommend Weathering with You, because I think it's got a happier ending that doesn't need to. Holy, because crap, man, Your Name can just drag you down into the depths of hell.
They both can bring. They both bring tears. Though.
Yes,
I mean, they're both very. Those are. I would recommend those, but they're very. I don't know how to word this. You have to. They're emotional. They're very emotional.
Yeah.
Emotionally invested films. Yeah.
Hey, I just like the fact that dude faced with a choice of either save the world or get the girl, goes and gets the damn girl, man. Bravo, because you know what? I'm flooding the whole freaking planet for her too. And he's just flooding Tokyo for the most part. I mean, the ocean's probably going to rise everywhere, but he's messing with Tokyo there, Japan for the moment. I too would flood the world and get the girl. If I'm going to recommend a show, yeah, of course, like right now, all three of us have said Dr. Stone as a real possibility. I also think. I think something like Classroom, if I know they're into drama, if I know they're into something like that, because it's such a trippy show that does have a lot of anime-isms, but it also doesn't have a lot of anime-isms, and it plays really, really well on things that we all remember from high school, just amped up times 1,000. So what about a classic, Brian? And I guess Cowboy Bebop, you kind of gave a classic. Yeah. Another type of classic anime that I could recommend, I'm starting to think, I mean, Full Metal, that one's always good.
Yeah.
The original. I think Brotherhood is great, but if it's someone for the first time, I think maybe the original, just and I mean like their first anime, not just their first Full Metal. Only because I think it feels more entry level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So
I'm with you on that.
Dragon Ball, which one? If you mean the original, that could turn someone off real quick when one of the first things that happens is Bulma flashing Goku for the Evangelion. Okay, so you want to mentally scar some people, huh?
Yeah.
Let's recommend a Made in Abyss. I won't even watch that just because some of the stuff I've read about it. Nope, I don't need that I don't need that.
It's like
I got
Berserk.
enough
Like
nightmare fuel.
I wouldn't recommend it to just anybody. You
Mm.
know, it's especially the manga. Like I would no. You know.
Go watch
And
Goblin Slayer. It's great.
yeah,
Bring the
no.
kids.
No, after one
Yeah.
episode, I'm like, I'm done. I can't. I got no warning on this. So
I did give you a bit of a warning. I said, look.
It didn't feel like enough. I was like, ew, no, I'm out. Yeah, I was like, turn it off. How about this? Here's a good question. An anime that irritates the crap out of you, that you would be like, don't watch this if you were gonna.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Like
of fandoms out there.
One second to Autisticus Maximus. I'm wearing I got the shirt and here, let me pull this. I don't know how well it'll show up on camera, but
I got mine first,
yeah.
but you just had to.
we got the FLCL tattoo, and yes, Christine has Conti on her leg, while mine is the Adamus version of him. So yes, we love FLCL. That is God, man, when did I first see that? 2000 maybe like 2000 2001. I mean, it was there at Campbell when I was in high school, dating ourselves there. Blue, why do you got to get pitchforks ready, man? And thank you.
There's a very popular anime that I'm not a fan of. And that's why I don't want to go into this, but I guess I will.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what is
sorry.
it?
I've tried. Listen, I have tried.
I hope you said
and
this.
and I watched one of the films and I thought it was okay, but I have tried everything. I've given it multiple chances, and I'm gonna chalk it up to just not being a huge fan of the lead character, and that there's so much there. I don't feel like going back and watching it all.
Something else. Go ahead.
You know what
I know what you're going to say now, but it's not what I had hoped you were going to say. But keep going.
I'm just not a fan of One Piece. Yeah. Okay. Now I understand. It's
that was
the number one. It's the number one anime. I get it. I know the fandom is large. I understand all that. There are characters within it that I think are cool. There are even certain arcs that I know about that are cool. But as a whole, I just can't get into it. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
It's definitely not something you want to start with.
You're not going to convince me otherwise. Many have tried.
Mm-hmm.
Go say what you got to say, chat. I don't care.
Christine?
I was going to say One Piece is the new, and I had an old one that popped in my head. Inuyasha.
What?
What?
Oh,
wait, yeah. No, I'll get with you that Autisticus Maximus says facts. One Piece is ass, and Blue does agree with you. Not a fan of. Look, Brian, you found your people. You found your anime tribe. I thought when you started talking about something that was annoying, your brother-in-law had mentioned Bleach, and I was like, oh, please say the thing that he likes. Christine, you're new, but you're old.
Because it popped in my head, that question, and the first one that popped in was Inuyasha.
We got a book of DVDs that says you used to love that.
I tried to. I'm like, when are they going to get together? And it was like the last season. I was like, I'm not even touching it. I've tried. I'm so mad.
Longest love story ever told.
Yeah. Do they even? I don't even know if they get together.
They do because the sequel series they've got a kid. So because I tried to give
I paid attention.
I tried to give that a shot. I was like, okay, a sequel series. Let's see what that's about. And the first episode had a lot of nostalgic moments, bringing back all the old characters. And I was like, okay, this could be kind of cute, not to be into, but cute enough to watch. And then it was just like episode 2 is like, nope. I'll three episode rule, one more chance for you. That was I was out. It was not for me. I'll put it that way.
I don't even remember. I watched the first episode. I remember that, but I don't remember what was even in it. That was just how much I was like, I don't care.
Oh,
I'm not into this. Oh,
Maximus. How much foresight did you have? Because if there's an anime that annoys the crap out of me, it's Naruto.
Yeah. Nope. I don't watch that either.
I am like we said at the beginning of the stream, we kind of fell out of staying up to date with anime through the early and mid aughts and early teens because the stuff on Toonami and Adult Swim just wasn't hitting it, and gone were the days of Blockbuster and Hastings, where Brian and I used to get the majority of our anime through middle and high school from
Blockbuster
rental
I
places.
rented Akira, Ninja Scroll,
Ninja Scroll,
some of the old Final Fantasy stuff from the 90s,
yes.
all on VHS.
Yep. So yeah, Naruto was one of those ones that's massive, of course, and was big on TV, and I couldn't. I still can't. Dubs, sub, new, old, doesn't matter. His whiskers make me want to punch him.
Well, for me, it just came at the wrong time.
Sorry.
It was when I was sort of out of anime for a little bit, and that's when that blew up. But yeah. I don't like his outfit either.
Yeah. Do we have any more Q&A on the anime side? You guys can also, if I close out the Q&A thing, I just wanted to give it a chance. Do you guys grade shows differently depending on the genre? So, Sunfall the Best, I can say that because I review a lot of things, not just anime, for both the website lrmonline.com, like that plug there, and of course Marvel things on our Marvel show here, Star Wars stuff on the Cantina, regular things on Daily Cog. No, I don't. What I do is I always try to look at the things that you can relatively look at objectively. So editing, sound design, cinematography, all of those things, and then I put them in context of their genre. For example, there's no reason why a trauma film can't get an A from me, even though they are lower quality, lower budget. They're filmed for a very specific way. Since I at least understand what it is that trauma does, I can put everything in the proper context and kind of, I don't know if that would be grading on a curve or whatever the proper phrasing would be. Yeah. So I do grade them differently, but I grade them the same. Like there's no genre that's at a disadvantage for me. I'm able to contextualize all of it, and I really try to do that. I wouldn't necessarily say I never forgive bad writing, and I'm never forgiving bad editing. But yes, I can definitely forgive a lot of things in style, delivery, based on what I know about a project and its budgets and its style. How do you do your grading, Christine?
Same. Just like what you said, like, this, if it takes me out of the story with like the bad writing and editing and everything, it's you keep going down, and then you're also paying attention to what's the video and audio of things. So yeah, it would depend, because like what you just said, there's some things that are just a little different, but for the most part, yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah. Brian?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much content in every way now, and it comes down to now you see so much stuff. If you got to make me feel, how you achieve that, I don't know. It's up to the creator. But if I watch your product, film, anime, whatever it is, and I feel something, you're doing a good job. And like you said, obviously editing, storytelling, character development, all that plays into it. But if I'm watching it and I watch it and I forget about it 2 minutes after it airs, I know that it wasn't good enough. Yeah. So like you said, it could be something like Evil Dead, which has a shoestring budget, no money, but if you watch that movie and you're just like, ooh, I'm feeling something here. Yeah. Like there's a lot going on here, and it works for me. So yeah,
I dig it. That's how I feel. It was interesting here in the live chat as I'm trying to get back to it. Let's see here. Maximus mentioned something from the early 90s and 2000s, Project Ito's Genocidal Organ. I have not seen that. He mentioned that Ninja Scroll slaps so hard. It's interesting, and I'll get to your question in a second, Blue. Actually, let me answer that first because I'm going to end up going into this story. There will be 2 seasonal this winter 23. We're doing Nier Automata because Brian has played the game, Christine and I have not, and it'll be a unique interaction with him having some of the source material on hand. We've never had that with an anime because we've been purposefully choosing shows that we haven't read manga or light novels for. And then the other one Christine and I are doing is Inukai-san's dog. My life as Inukai-san's dog. So we're doing the dog, pervy, reincarnation, and Nier. So to Maximus, Statisticus Maximus's mentioning of Ninja Scroll, and Brian mentioned Ninja Scroll as well. I had mentioned how I saw anime before I even knew what anime was with Robotech and Voltron. I think you're similar, right, Brian? Was that and Speed Racer some of the first?
Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sailor Moon, actually.
Sailor Moon. There you go. But the first time I knew I was watching anime was in 1996. And it was at a friend from school's house, a sleepover. There was like 3 or 4 of us. And we got I watched Dragon Ball Tree of Might. I watched Street Fighter 2, the movie, and then I watched Ninja Scroll, and that was the beginning of it, ladies and gentlemen. I think like 2 or 3 days later, another friend of mine that was there that night, he was like, "Oh, I got this great show. It's called Tenchi Muyo," and I was like, "Okay,
That's great.
Let's watch this." And there I was, 1996, 97, because I think it was towards the end of the year because we were in school. We had moved down there, so. But anyways, we had that was like mind blowing, man. Hold on, you're telling me all these girls want this one boy, and he wants nothing to do.
He's a plain Jane.
This is interesting, and Tenchi's relatively clean compared to most other harem anime, but that was it, man. It was a slippery slope, and then all of a sudden the Toonami stuff started. Not too long after, and Dragon Ball and freaking Gundam Wing I got exposed to, Yu Yu Hakusho, and then it was like, oh, there's all of this stuff there at the Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and stuff like that, and that's where you get your I almost said Metal Gear Solid, not Metal Gear Solid, Ghost in the Shell. Don't ask me how my brain confused those two.
I do love
Ghost
Metal
in the
Gear
Shell,
Solid.
Akira, freaking Bubblegum Crisis was one that was always there. Like so many anime that I got to consume via he saw his first hits from Ninja Scroll. Nice, Blue. And yes, Maximus, indeed, the golden years of anime. And I stuck with it for a long time, especially with the stuff that was coming through on Toonami. But eventually, when you started getting to the days of Bleach and One Piece's, I think even One Piece had a moment on there in the mid 2000s. Naruto was big. It just kind of fell out of favor with it. The heavy focus on shonen wasn't enough for me at that time, especially action shonen, because I know shonen's a demographic, not a genre, so to speak. Even though now it's colloquially a genre. But yeah, that was my dive into anime. Christine, do you remember what I showed you first? Because I don't.
I think it was FLCL.
Mm.
Yeah. Although, like, digging through your DVDs, it's like, Chobits? Really? What is this? What is this girly
Chobits.
crap you got? And then, no, it's I love it so much. I love the story that you told me of when you bought it. You're just, like, trying to freak out the cashier.
Well, so Matt, a mutual friend that Brian and I went to high school with, Matt and I would go to the Hastings there in outside of Fort Campbell and rent anime, and there was this just, you could tell it was wholly inappropriate from the get-go, and it was just like, this will be fun. Mess with people. And we rented, and it turned out to be exactly what you thought it would be, a really pervy, ecchi, freaking doll anime, basically, but computer dolls instead of regular dolls. But Chobits was hilarious. So yeah, I'm glad you liked that one as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't my first look at it, because like I'd seen stuff like Sailor Moon and like Voltron and
Pokemon.
And I'm just like, that's not, I don't really like that. So but there's of course more to anime than just what's popular. So yeah, it wasn't until like you're like, no, you really should give it a chance, and I was like, okay, fine. And it's like, oh, give me another one. So yeah.
And now here we are, 17 almost 17 years of a relationship, almost 16 years of marriage, and I couldn't count all. I've tried to keep my anime list, my mal up to date, but it's hard. So Brian, before I get back to some of the questions in the chat, what was your kind of road to where you're at for anime?
Similar to what we said, like Robotech, Sailor Moon, like those were things I watched. I think I've told the story a couple times on here. There was the summer where I watched MASH and Sailor Moon every day, because I would wake up, I would make lunch. I was on a 7th grade, 6th grade, something like that, 8th grade, I don't know. And there was a block of TV. It was MASH and Sailor Moon, and I would watch it. I don't know. And then years later, what really got me into anime, though, like we Gundam Wing, Toonami, I would watch that, Dragon Ball Z, and then I'd rewatch them on the midnight run, uncut. So I'd be watching it twice a day, and I've rewatched Gundam Wing many, many times, and that really, really put me in there. And then, like you said, also in the late '90s, renting movies, anime films at like Blockbuster.
Yeah, I dig it. Maximus mentioned Full Metal Panic. I saw that so long ago. Yes, it was one of those VHSs that I saw the blue-haired girl, and I'm just like, this looks interesting. Why not check it out? Don't really remember too much about Full Metal Panic. Did you ever watch that one, Brian?
No.
Okay.
I didn't either.
It's all right. It's on the thing. Thanks also for the congrats on the marriage thing. Sunfall Best said he loved Chobits but only watched it for the girl.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I have no interest in a life-size Persicom, but one of the little miniature ones, as long as it is not as energetic as Sumomo, I would like the little pocket ones.
That girl needs some Adderall.
Some Adderall.
No, I would want a full-sized
pervert.
Cook my dinner. Let's go shopping together. Just something. But yeah, it's just you can't get one of those little ones to make your breakfast. So.
I got a question for anyone in the chat. If you guys have pets, do any of your pets have anime names? For those that watch all of our stuff, you may have seen our dog Riza, named after Riza Hawkeye from Full Metal. And we have Kione, our orange short-haired kitty cat, who is named after the Tenchi universe Kione, long blue-haired galaxy police officer. And then we have Saris Victoria from Helsing, our long-haired brown cat. So yeah, I want a full-size one. You can't get a little one. Yeah, basically. I just like the idea of, I don't know, the idea of a machine that can put its hands around my neck and in my life easily. I'm like, nah, let's keep the robot small.
No, the small one could poison your drink, so that don't matter.
The big one can poison my drink.
I know, but you
just
like,
could poison my drink.
I'm not gonna poison your drink.
That's why I only drink sodas, because I know when they've been opened. I did not mean for it to do that. Yeah, that's hilarious. Did I miss any questions in there? I don't know if I did. I don't think so. Oh, Samurai Champloo. Brian, I know you're a fan of that one, right? That one's
Yeah.
from Nicholas. Does he go by Nick or Nicholas?
Nick.
Nick. All right, that one was from Nick. I have seen Samurai Champloo episodes exactly once in my life, and that was in high school or right after high school. I think if I recall, it was an animation thing for me, and I just wasn't into it, so I have not given it a fair enough shot. I'm older now. I'm more mature. I've been shot at and blown up and married and had a kid, cleaned poopy diapers. I'm more open-minded now, so I could give it another shot. What do you think, Brian? Do you think I would enjoy Samurai Champloo now that I'm almost 40?
Maybe. Yeah, check it out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? You've had most of those experiences too. You're telling me you don't think that's made you appreciate things you might not have in the past?
Yeah, I think it has.
The pets cosplaying their names does sound fun. I've wanted to look at commissioning some art of them and like, you know, playing together with items of their characters' clothing. Yeah, it would be kind of cool. That's something I still kind of want to do. Just kind of put it on the back burner. Everyone can poison your drink blue. Stacy says the boxer is Lagertha, the shield maiden.
Lagertha.
Not okay, thank you, Brian, on the pronunciation. Not anime, but a Viking and pretty badass. Yeah, indeed. And then Maximus says, I mean, I'd stick a chainsaw on my dog's head, but that's not fat, but it's not fat and small. Pachita is great. And my son likes to do role play for vet, like pretend to be a vet. And I have a stuffed Pachita that I got for Christmas. Don't tell my mom, I already have it up. She gets obsessed with the idea of opening things on Christmas. I'm like, I'm almost 40. I already know what I got. It's going up there. But anyways, it is downstairs in the cabinet because we were doing surgery on it. That would be fun. Lucas took our we have these foam chainsaws from Ash versus Evil Dead, the show, and we got them at New York Comic-Con. Brian was there with us, and me, Christine, and Lucas all got one. And one day he had both of them on his hands, and I was like, it was like a stroke of genius. I was like, wait, we've got another one of those. So I went and got like some headband thing so I could tape it around his head. And our 8-year-old son's running around his chainsaw man.
Yeah, took a picture, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a picture somewhere. Yeah. That you guys hear us talk about that every week. If you've been watching AVR Squared for it or AVR, that has just been a treat. I can't think of something that was hyped up that much that not only didn't miss the mark, not only didn't, it met the hype, it exceeded it. Like it overperformed in my opinion, and not just because the violent, because it's nowhere. Yes, it's violent, but I actually thought it was going to be more violent. I thought this was going to be more gory, more actiony, and yet we've had some of the best quiet moments in anime in a long time, and the love and care that goes into every frame, that goes into every like shot's angle, and the series just blows my mind. I'm so sad it's almost over for this season.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little depressing, but we'll pull through.
we'll live. Brian, I know that one's really hit you hard, man.
Man.
Where are you feeling right now? Even heading into this final week, man. Like, where is this on your top 10 anime, or is it in top 10?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it may be one of the best seasons of an anime I've ever seen. You know, like we're heading in that territory. We have one more episode before I can make that, call. But yeah, no, this is top 10, I think. Absolutely. Yeah.
Blue wants to know favorite obscure anime. What do you mean by obscure, Blue? How obscure?
So I know one.
And then while Christina's looking something up and Brian's looking something up apparently as well, Maximus said, right. Autisticus Maximus said CSM was a passion project, much like the first season of One Punch Man. I hear the same, and I know how mad everyone was at the quality of especially animation for One Punch Man season 2. I hope they keep the same energy for Chainsaw Man going into all of the future episodes. It has been a real freaking treat. What are you thinking, Christine?
Obscure anime? I've got nothing. I'm sorry. I'm just like I'm like.
I always
got more to watch now.
I have one that I always throw out there. It's an isekai, and it's an old one. I don't know if you would consider it as obscure, but El Hazard.
Yes, that one's great.
El Hazard, the Magnificent World. I think, again, that was something I discovered probably a little too young. But it's not quite a harem anime, but it is a bit ecchi. It does have an isekai element to it. And yeah, I like El Hazard. Brian, what do you got?
It's a film. It's an anime film. It's Galaxy Express 999, and it may be super known in Japan. I don't know, but you don't ever hear people talking about it here. I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel many years ago, and was in love with it. Ended up buying it. I have a couple copies of it, and it's just one of those films I revisit every so often. It's sad. There's a lot of sad stuff in it, but there's also this adventure and there's excitement, and I don't know. It's one of those movies. I definitely check it out if you've not heard of it. Galaxy Express 999.
There you go. Okay. Autisticus mentioned Paprika. I like that movie. Brian, did you like that one? I'm having trouble remembering if you've even seen it or.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay,
I know. Yeah.
I think it's Janet that didn't care for it. Jammer.
Oh, right.
You guys, if you ever hear me say Janet, it's an inside joke with one of the other podcasters here on the channel. He does Breaking Geek BGR Jammer. Whenever I type, I use swipe controls or glide text on my phone, and it'll autocorrect from Jammer, his nickname. Quite often, it'll put in Janet instead, and I don't proofread very well, so I'll usually just send it.
I don't think you proofread at all.
A little bit. Autisticus says, Brian, Galaxy and Metropolis were my childhood nightmares. Everything is drawn and animated so warmly, but the story is so sad.
Very sad.
Yeah, indeed. Metropolis, that one. Wow. Yeah, I have not seen that in forever, but now it's making me think of all sorts of stuff from that era. I'm starting to think of like all the cover arts in the rental places. Paprika is what inspired Inception. Really, I did not know that. I mean, I can see the similarities of course, but I didn't know one inspired the other. Thanks for that information. That is pretty cool. I think at one point I tried to bring the conversation to video games. I vaguely remember that. We don't have to talk video games. I know Final Fantasy is a big deal for me. I showed off my Final Fantasy tattoos on some video. I don't remember which one. Do you remember that video, Christine?
No.
I think maybe it was last week's Eminence in Shadow.
Yeah, it is more recent.
Yeah. Has anyone out there had a chance to play Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. Nick says, topic idea, coolest anime idea to do in live action film or series. None, zip, zero, nada. I say that as someone that has seen the good, and I know the creator has his legal issues and did some terrible things, but the best live action anime films I've seen are some of the Rurouni Kenshin films, and that's because of the subject matter. Really isn't that hard to do already in live action samurai stuff. I've seen awful things from the U.S., Cowboy Bebop, and I've seen awful things from Japan, Attack on Titan. So and one movie I wanted so bad to be good, because Bump of Chicken did one of the songs from for the soundtrack, and that was the Gatchaman live action they did a few years ago. Just I don't think it's one of those things that can be translated. I know there's been a couple that have done okay, like Alita Battle Angel. I know that one's got a lot of big fans. But yeah, Brian, I don't know. Brian, do you think anything should be given a shot? I'm nervous about the One Piece and the Yu Yu Haku show, and scary.
They're supposedly doing a Gundam.
Yeah.
I've always, after the Transformers films and even like Pacific Rim, I'm like, you can do it in terms of visually.
Yes.
Like, we have the ability to do it. The question is the commitment to the story and the characters and what you're going to try and do. I don't think you can take the original UC Gundam storyline or even Wing and say, we're doing this. You almost have to create your own thing. Maybe take some of the characters, but the stories are just too big to do like a film or even a couple films, and it would be very expensive. They're going to do something. We know they're working on it. What it is, I don't completely know. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on it. But that's Gundam is something I've always felt like, come on, it's possible.
Yeah.
If you get the right people, you can do this, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, you've seen where live action turns into an animated movie or TV show or whatever, and it can work, but it's hard to do it the other way. So I don't know. I got nothing.
Do you think there might be a rom-com that you could do that might have enough anime-isms to still be an anime translation, but
I don't know, because I don't feel the need to have it be live action. So for me, it's like I don't want it. So I can't. It could probably work, and maybe if someone was like, "Here, I made this," and yeah, I guess I'll try it. But I mean, it's not like, oh, I would love this. So
yeah. And Blue, to the point of a movie of Gundam, I think, like Brian said, I don't think you try to actually tell any of the existing stories. I think you kind of create like your own thing set in that universe that maybe isn't as politically driven, but then is it really a Gundam movie?
Well, you take something like even 00, which was one I avoided for a long time because I was like, it's doing its own thing. It's set more in like what our world is, but then I watched it and was in love with it. So I was like, okay, so you can take sort of the basic idea of what Gundam is and do different kinds of stories with it. So I think it's possible. It's just, I don't know if there's anybody willing to put in the work to really do so. I don't know.
Because you need a lot of effort and make sure that you understand that some things you're going to have to change and fill in or take out because it doesn't work. So
exactly.
On some things. So
Autisticus, we remember Dragon Ball Evolution. I wish I didn't. There's a lot of things I've forgotten. I wish that was one. I did like his character in Shameless. He was a complete jerk. Steve, that was one of his fake names. That was a fun show for a while though. Shameless. Yeah. 8th MS Team is the best Gundam in
that's good.
Autisticus's opinion. What's your favorite Gundam, Brian?
Ever? Wing. But if you're going UC, that's a great choice. Like I said, Double O is one that like I want to revisit it again. I watched it a couple years ago again, and it keeps growing on me. But you see, I like a lot of the films, and then I really like the God, I can't remember the Hathaway, the newer trilogy they're working on is really good. And you see, I mean, you have to sit down and do research. It's almost like One Piece, where it's like, okay, you got to take time to dive into the timeline and the history if you really want to get into it. But
I like Wing. I like the original. I wanted to give the new one a chance. The Witch of Mercury.
I hadn't checked it. Is it out yet?
Yeah, it's first season, or at least the first core is done or just finishing up. I saw it at first, and I saw that there was a lot of good 2D animation, and then I saw there was a lot of not so great 3D animation. And it's not that I mind. It's not that I don't like 3D animation. It's the movement. It's the too much movement and too much crane shot and too much sweeping and 360s. It's not like I get motion sickness or anything. It takes me out of the element. Like it's just too much movement, and that's what I was kind of avoiding with that. Why is my phone going off? Let's see. My family. Oh, something about my brother-in-law and his job. He works in hospitals and stuff like that. He's a surgical technician. Yeah, Christine doesn't do mecha.
No, not really. Sorry.
We even tried Wing. She couldn't get into Wing. And I don't know if she could get into Ava. Maybe the movies, because they're, movies.
It was a little... maybe try the first movie. That'd be yeah.
Like of the new ones.
The
like
new ones,
the retelling. Yeah. Yeah. I think that might. What else did you and I try to convince her about, Brian? There was something Well, there is one thing that is somewhat mecha that you like. Somewhat, and that's 86. But I don't really consider that a mecha anime at all. That is a. Whew. Man, that is a show that hits close to home. If you guys have not seen 86, give that one a watch, especially if you have any military family or family that went through World War II stuff, especially. Yeah, 86. What's that, Brian?
That I do.
Yeah, indeed. We're all Army brats, for those that don't know. Yep. Brian's dad, Christine's dad, my dad, and no, she has not seen Garen Lagann. I don't know if she would be into that. What do you think, Brian? Have you seen that one?
I have. That was one that took convincing for me to watch, and I was just like, I don't know. And then I liked it.
I think it's all right.
Yeah, it's interesting. It reminds me of an RPG.
Quite literally.
Yeah. Hey, reminds me of an RPG. I don't know. Yeah, like a lot.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
There was also more recent one, Darling in the Franxx. I have not watched it myself, but I saw it and I was like, I wonder if I could just be like trick her into watching it. Because I haven't seen it yet. I'm
willing to try stuff.
I know you're willing to try anything.
It's like trying to sneak vegetables in my food. I'm not a kid.
You gotta watch this. It's not mecha. I mean, it's mecha, but it's not mecha.
watch the Big O.
Big O. God, that's a deep cut, Brian. Wow, I haven't seen that since the time when it was on Toonami or Adult Swim late at night.
Okay, I texted it to myself.
Oh, okay.
So it's on the list.
There you go. Autisticus, it's on the list there. Well,
you liked Escaflowne.
You did.
Yes,
you did like
that was really
Escaflowne.
good.
Yeah. Darling in the Franxx has rom-com. She'll get into it maybe. Okay. DITF is just Ava. Darling in the Franxx. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's just Ava, but worse. LOL. Darling in the Franxx. You'll recognize the pink-haired girl with the devil horns coming out. from like
Okay.
memes and stuff like that. Wait, where was we? I got lost for a second. What just happened?
Okay. I was trying to
We're
figure out how to
talking
spell
about
it.
how good Gundam Wing was.
I don't think we got
Just
that far back.
joking.
I was gonna move on to something, and then I saw these comments down here, and then I thought you asked something, Brian.
Mm.
No? Oh well. Oh well. What do you guys got? Anything else for us on this chat? Cause yeah, I completely lost where I was going, and I'm really sorry about that. What were we talking about? Oh no. Someone, Brian, you mentioned Escaflowne. Christine
Yeah.
did. Christine did like Escaflowne.
Alan's annoying, but yeah.
Alan. Alan.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, so why is Escaflowne good but not?
I don't know. I like more time with the people.
It's a romantic story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of romance in it.
Yeah. So it's that part of it that I like. So it just, I don't know, it worked for me. That one specifically.
And we've been recommended this Genocidal Organ. Check out the trailer. Autisticus says check it out in dub. Family in the Marines. So thank you guys for serving. Thank you, and thank you for your family's services as well. Yeah. That's a trip. You guys can hear me throw out random army stories all the time throughout things, and it's also one of those things that really kind of works against me sometimes in anime, because I'll think of things too literally, and I'll be like, well, this was just a dumb idea. Why'd they do things that way? And it's like, oh well, because they're not really they're like Ryan Johnson making a Star Wars movie. They have no real concept of military tactics or dude, that pisses Jammer off. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, no, dude, it matters. It matters so much when there's a line of enemy troops right there, and Finn and Rose go down literally, a few 100 meters in front of armored walkers and tanks and troopers, and they're somehow able to waltz right back to the frickin' base. Like, I don't even have to touch Luke Skywalker or the bombing run at the beginning to rip that movie apart. And if you guys really want to hear me rip on Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, you can watch the Cantina or Daily Cog, because every now and then I'll rail against it as well. Yeah.
But yeah, because it's like when you have your own life experiences and you have that knowledge, and it's like when you see someone do it wrong, it just, again, like I said earlier, like, when it's something that just takes you out of the experience of watching something, it's uncomfortable. So kind of like that episode of Home Improvement, where the kid's grandfather, Jill's dad, talks about pulling the grenade pin out with your teeth. And it's like, you sure you want to do that?
No, you don't want to do that at all.
Yeah.
You had to drop Licorice Recoil because of the non-lethal rounds and dodging bullets. What? You missed out. We love that show. Yeah. That show was great. Like, when it's that over the top, I don't mind. It's when something is being like serious. Trying to be serious, trying to do something right. Like, I can accept superpowers and stuff like that, especially for anime. But a thing like what I described in The Last Jedi is just unforgivable.
That's true. Yeah, you don't need the life experiences to
hate on that scene. Yeah. I loved Licorice Recoil. Oh man, now I feel bad. Because now I'm gonna kick Autisticus out. No, I'm joking. That was a fun little show. It's nothing to write home about, but the lead characters, Tanya and or not Tanya. That's Beast Tamer. Takina.
Yeah.
And Chisato. Love them. The whole slice of life aspect of it is great. should have been just a slice of life. I liked kind of like the blend, but I do agree that I would have liked more of the slice of life stuff. When they get too much into the conspiracy and the thing with the green haired guy and the Allen Institute, it does kind of not grind to a halt, but it does mess with it a bit much. More crazy anime like Eminence and Shadow. It is pretty freaking insane. And the character dynamics in Liko Reko are what sold the show. Yeah, I get that. Sunfall to best. Brian, not to take too far off of anime that you haven't watched, but Christine, you and I've mentioned rom-coms a lot. What was your favorite rom-com of this year? And
My Dress Up Darling.
Okay, I didn't even have to go through them.
No, you didn't. I loved it. She, I'm trying to remember her name at the top of my head.
Marin.
Yeah. She's so great. Like I liked her character. You know, like when she did wrong, she, you know, apologized for it, and you know, she felt really bad. And because like sometimes like watching Rent a Girlfriend, you're just like okay. But yeah, like I thought it was sweet, and it kept me in, and I kept wanting to see more of it. But yeah, Gojo and Marin are awesome. So.
I like that one a lot. I think that was probably the best for stories overall this season. But I'll tell you what was just a freaking delight to watch was Love After World Domination, the Power Ranger rom-com. That was great. That was hilarious.
Yes.
Cute. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that one. So, yeah. We're getting more Dress Up Darling. I'm not sure if it's next year or not.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't know when it's coming out. But...
Someone said, "Oh, so that's the type of anime Christine likes." You'd be surprised what she. You might not be surprised what she likes. So I mean, we are doing
all over the place. But
Inukai-san's dog anime, and we are very well aware of what that one is. I like Brian. Can you get into any of the rom-coms at all? Do you have any that you actually might have a guilty pleasure of? No,
I don't know. Like I said, there's some of the films I've enjoyed that were just straight up, you know, romantic, you know, love stories. But 12 episodes, it would depend. I don't know. We'd have to see. Maybe. You
know. Blue says that they couldn't make it through Rent a Girlfriend. That kind of cringe hurt too much. And yet you like Eminence, huh? Because that's ultra cringe.
I did watch a couple episodes of that.
Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So
I love the ending of it, or you get like the credits, and it's like the shaking of the soda can. And they're all like cheering him on, and it's like, oh my god.
Had some good OP and ending music. I mean, anytime you get the Peggies, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Have we seen Redline? I have not seen Redline.
The race movie, yeah, I have.
You have, Brian. What'd you think of it?
Yeah. Animation is insane in that, yeah. Like it's the kind of I similar to like an Akira, where it's like it boggles your mind how much time went into every frame. You're just like, oh my god! Like it's one of those where there's just a lot of effort that went into the every little detail, and you can just tell how much work went into it. So yeah.
We get the Eminence is the good type of cringe from Derp Guy 23 and Blue. Yes, I agree. Rent a Girlfriend cringe. I'm still down. I'm still down with it. Then again, Christine and I, we've watched some. We mentioned Chobits. Chobits is pretty trashy, and plus it's 90s early 2000s style anime, and feels like it because it's very much an early 2000s style dub that we watched in general, It's Autistic has said Redline took 7 years to make, and it's an hour-long movie, and that sounds intense. But we like that. We even watched Domestic Girlfriend. I mean, we even went down that road for a bit. Tried to watch Eromanga Sensei, and actually got through like 5 or 6 episodes of that before it just kind of like kept getting pushed to, we'll watch more of it later. Yeah, we're not against the not tie. So yeah. No, I wouldn't mind checking it out. I'm always down to watch something that's great for the animation. I thought Trigger's Promare was very interesting. It's not the greatest story in the world, but it's a very fun movie to watch and look at. Um, Man, speaking of Trigger, Ultraman, Gridman, dude, that I know we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but that just popped into my mind, again. I got my, you can't really see it usually anymore, but I got my Dynazenon back there. I need to get the Goldburn and Grid Knight. Dude, that was still such a cool moment in Dynazenon. I think it's like episode 6 when Grid Knight pops up. Golden.
You could have said that you wanted something like that for Christmas. I was
No,
like, what the heck am
they're
I...
too damn expensive.
Well, you never know when you shop around. You might find something.
Yeah.
But I didn't even look. I was just like, I don't know what to get you.
We're good.
I mean, you did just get another 3D printer, so.
I did. I'm printing resin, 3D resin printer now. Have to still figure out all the kinks and stuff like that and fine tune it, but it's got a lot of really cool potential. Cyberpunk. Christine and I got through 5, 6 episodes.
I know, we need to get back into it. It's so good.
We want to get back into it. The primary reason why we're only doing 2 seasonals for Winter 23 is because of how taxing doing 4 was. It kept us from being able to watch a lot of things like we want to watch Renai Flops on High Dive, an ecchi anime that's been sitting there and we just haven't had the time. There was a few others that we want to check out. And we do want to deliver more back catalog reactions. Christine and I, of course, are doing Fate Zero right now, having a lot of fun with Al and Gil and Carrie. I can call him Carrie. I've been told all the nicknames for the servants. Brian, I think you might get a kick out of Fate Zero. You're a history guy and a action shonen guy. So yeah, we definitely want to do more back catalog reactions and stuff. We're trying to drag Brian into 86. Been trying to get him to watch that for a while, but I personally don't know how much of 86 I can watch again. It's a lot like Violet Evergarden. I know for a fact there are episodes of Violet I will never ever watch again. Dear Anne and the In Case I Don't Make It letter. Never watching that again.
I'm a glutton for punishment. I'll probably watch it again.
I can't. That stuff hits too close to home. But 86 is one of those that there's going to be. It's just like any time my time in Iraq or even some stories from Afghanistan come up. There's times where I can talk all day long about the dumb stuff hiding in ice trucks in Iraq because it was so damn hot, to the time the Air Force shot at us, like the U.S. Air Force, and we could like hear them on the radio talking about, we see movement, yada yada yada, and we got IR markers and stuff. We're gonna give them a warning shot. Warning shots aren't authorized in country at that point. And sure enough, pop. It's, you dumbass mother. You're shooting U.S. green on green. Like, just, yeah, I can talk stories like that. 86 offers plenty of moments, but then there's those episodes where Shin is, and those of you that have seen it, Shin is going through it, and whether it's something specifically that I went through or friends went through, or just knowing other brothers and sisters in arms having gone through that, it's a hard watch. So
that's a good watch.
It is. If we do 86 as a reaction, there might be episodes where it's just Christine and yeah, exactly. What the there might be episodes where it's just Christine and Brian. So but we'll see. Can't wait till they get through 0, and I don't remember what UBW stands for. I've heard it. Brian has not watched Fate, right, Brian? No Fate,
No.
no Fate for you. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You should check out Zero. I think you'd at least get that. Now I hear that Stay Night is where you're supposed to start, but it's not chronologically first. Apparently, someone told us in the comments that starting with Zero left us out a bit. Unlimited Blade works. Okay, got it. But yeah, I think, like I said, the whole idea of summoning famous historical and literary figures is just so, and then having them fight each other is just fun. I started thinking, like, what if Santa Claus was a servant? What if we could get Edgar? My favorite pick so far has been Edgar Allan Poe. Like, that would be the the servant, as, like, his noble phantasm would of course be a raven, and he would have the most badass finishing move, like one-liner, quote the raven, and then he'd like have some finger snap or something and just never more, and then big energy blast and stuff. I could see it. Give me Poe. Oh man.
No, like if you ended up getting it, what was the name of the Spanish prince with the Habsburg jaw? What is his name? Where you get stuck with him?
I don't remember. What?
What is his name?
You're so awful.
I know. Or it's like, you know what? We're gonna screw you over. Here's this guy.
God, it's like your servant's Quasimodo. Congratulations.
Oh God.
Oh man. Anyways, Poe would be very likely once they run out of servants to animate. And then the different Stay Night series adapt different visual novel routes. Yeah, I hear that. And someone was like, you guys should react to the visual novel only. But one of the drawbacks for my with my brain is the more, like, reading is a real big strain on me, and especially reading and talking and controlling stuff. And you'll notice, like, my speech will go from relatively clear to, I have a lot more fluency issues the more that I'm doing, or the later that it gets. So I don't know if I could do visual novel reactions. It's exactly what it sounds like. There's pictures and sometimes they move, but it's still a crap ton of text. Think of it as almost like a old text RPGs, where before voice acting. So it's like playing Final Fantasy. Like, I don't even, do you know that, Brian? When I play Final Fantasy 7 traditional now, I don't even read it anymore. I mean, I've played
do it every
year.
It's so good. You don't have to.
I don't have to.
You play it sped up, don't you?
When I can, yes. On the where you can hit the button and speed through it. I am excited. I need to get Crisis Core. Are you getting that, Brian?
I thought about it. I don't think I am now. For a while, I mean, we talked about it before, and I was planning on it, and I don't know. I know they've refined the combat a little bit. I watched a couple of the reviews. But I don't know.
I know I'll be getting Rebirth next year when it hits, and 16. So you guys can definitely stay tuned to hear on the GenreVerse about Final Fantasy stuff. So, well, guys, it is 10:16. We've been chatting with you guys for a bit. We've got the kid that we got to deal with in the morning, and I've got Daily Cup of Genre to do, as well as Breaking Geek Radio, and I got the Cantina that still needs to be edited. So
tomorrow,
I am going to be super busy tomorrow. But this was a lot of fun, guys. If you enjoyed this, let us know. We'll look forward to trying to do these again. Do some more, especially as the channel is growing. We'll be holding some polls in the future for additional back catalog things to watch. And the goal would be for us to, whether it's me and Christine, me and Brian, the three of us, however it all works out, the goal would be to record 5-6 episodes, have them in the back pocket and dole them out, kind of like we've been doing with Fate Zero. So keep your eye out for polls and stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, we've actually got the a new Twitter for AVR, and that's at AVR on GV. So you guys can follow us there for more information and stuff. Check out the website, lrmonline.com, and of course all of our other content here on the YouTube channel, Breaking Geek, Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, the Cantina, Daily Cog, all of that. Brian also does YouTube, and I would love it if you guys would go and subscribe to his channel as well. Brian, tell them a bit about your channel.
PulpMythos. It's on YouTube, PulpMythos. It's one word. Check it out. A lot of old content on there. Hit the subscribe button. Just had a meeting. Will be new content coming up very soon in the new year. Very excited about it. Check it out.
Yep. All right. I thought I had the image over, but I didn't. Thank you all, guys, for joining us. Thanks, Blue, for the congratulations on things. Mini Bubblegum, I like you being there in our Discord, you guys. There will be a Discord link down below. Check out all of that good stuff. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next AVR Squared.